today I'm going to show you how I depot and then reuse my Colorpop palette. So this is the Enchanted palette, and I've already done this one. Right now it has some highlighters in there that I depotted. So I depotted the palette and then I cut out around it because they're already magnetic. So pans already magnetized to them. So I cut out around it to where I could keep the palette and reuse it and not have to buy as many Z palettes or magnetic palettes, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to show you how I do all this. I did find out that Ofra palettes can be done the same way because they are already magnetic. And this is a foam material, so you can take out all of your pans and cut out around the magnet bottom to make more room. So now I can fit in a few more products. I have another Ofra palette, and I would like to try to combine them if possible. I'm not 100% sure because this one has this giant highlighter and not a lot of open space, whereas this one had more open space. But so I wanted to show you how I did this. So here I have the fine feathered Colorpop palette. There's that. I don't need that. So these pins are already magnetic, so you can use a sewing pin, a safety pin, whatever. But because I don't care about the cardboard in these, I'm just using this to pop out. Oh, I had it. Now I'm being clumsy. I don't know where my pins are at the moment, so. Just take out your shades, and let's see. I'm going to keep them in order so I can label them. You don't have to label them, I just like to, so I know which shades they are, what palette they came from, and what brand they are. So there's all the eyeshadows out. This palette is so pretty. I like the feather design on it. So I would like to be able to reuse this one. If you are underage, please do not do this without, well, please don't do this. And if you are, you know, of age, please be very, very careful. I'm using a razor blade to do this. So what I like to do is put my razor blade down in the corner, just right outside the pan size, and then just slowly go across. And push it down real good, and I go over it a couple of times to kind of give myself cleaner lines. And I'll go switch to the other side. I push down real good on that first corner. Please keep your fingers out of the way. And so I just keep rotating, making sure I push down on that first corner real good. Now this ain't gonna look, you know, as nice as an actual Z palette, but this is a way that I found to reuse these. Hope I won't do that anymore, and then just take this, and you can, I like to start in the corner, I don't know why, I just kind of lift up A lot of the Colorpop ones are actually foam now. This corner, you can see I didn't cut very well. So, pop that loose, and then from here, you just start peeling. In some places it might be glued down a little good. I'll show you how I clean that up, so I don't have to look at it and not get, I don't think I got here very good. Sometimes it's good to go the other direction to try to make sure you get down in there good. There we go. You don't have to use the tool, you can use your hand. Just lift up and pull it out, and you can see I got 2 corners left to fix. The corners are the trickiest part because it's hard to get in there without going too far out. It depends on how much you want your palette to look nice. You can also go through and do a little bit of cleanup. How I have like a little bit here. I can try to get it out. I'm not really that worried about it, but I do want to fix this corner if I can. So I'm going to rotate it to make it easier. Stick my blade in there. I'm just going to nick that corner to fix it. And you can see some of this glue residue left in here. So this is just rubbing alcohol that I put in this little spray bottle. It's 91%. It's what I use for makeup. So just spray a little bit of that down. And then I'll just take a wipe and just rub it around. Except that glue, you could also use glue off, but that's kind of oily, so it might leave some oily like residue behind. The rubbing alcohol dries down really nicely. That's why I like using it, and it really breaks that glue up. So voila! Now I have a nice clean palette. Like I said, it's not as beautiful as buying a Z palette, but it works, and it's perfect for me to build my own color stories in now. And then I can just throw this away. The Ofra ones are a little bit trickier, so I will go ahead and show you this one. Let's see if I can. That's the giant one. Let's have like, yeah, it has it on the back. So I'm going to lay this one out in the right order so I can go back and label them after I'm done. These ones are nice because they have a tiny little slot, so you can put all sorts, like a lot of things will fit down in there. I haven't actually even used this palette yet. I need to. I probably should have done that before I started this, but now with Ofra palettes, you can see that there's this space that doesn't have the magnet on it, but as long as your eyeshadow is touching the magnet, it'll stay in pretty good, because it's a pretty strong magnet that they used. Obviously, because, you know, it held them in there this whole time. So there's that. Once again, be very, very careful with your tool. So these ones I don't go quite as to the edge. This one I might go a little bit closer. But once again, just making sure to cut through there a couple of times. Just go around and do it all the way around. So these ones are a little bit easier to cut through, but they, no, you don't want to cut out this magnet because that's what keeps it closed. So I'm just going to cut around it. You could go through and do the corners if you feel like it. I do not. This one's easier than the other one. The other one was, oh, no, now we're getting, they use a different glue. Oh, I tore the paper a little bit there. And there. There's more magnet underneath. Well, that's crazy. Maybe that's why they hold on so well. But as you can see, they got a stronger adhesive holding this foam down. So this one's a little bit harder to take off than the Colorpop one. So, and this one would really be if you really feel like it's worth it. You may not. Oh, let's see, I just ripped that magnet. I'm gonna have to glue that back down. I got a little too aggressive, and I probably cut through it a little bit. Probably pushed down too hard. So you can see this comes up a little bit right now, but I can just glue it back down. I'm not worried. Yes, I definitely cut through the magnetic sheet. And I'll just go through and glue it back down. I'm not that worried about it. I wasn't even planning on keeping these originally until I found out until I saw that I could cut off some of the foam. So then to clean these bits up and pull off what you can use a little tool to kind of go at it, scrape off as much as you can. I just like to get a lot of the bigger stuff off. So with these Ofra ones, they don't feel near as worth it as doing the Colorpop ones, personally. So I'm just spraying a bunch because there's a lot of glue in here. And then I'm going around the edge to kind of wipe that up from the edging so it doesn't get underneath and start messing with that stuff. And then you just kind of gotta start cleaning up the glue. And the glue on these is a little bit trickier. It kind of, they use a lot more of it. So you've really got to go at this one. So I like to do this in stages. Get off as much as I can with just the first dose of alcohol. So I can really get to the stubborn bits. Get the easy stuff off first. Because I want to do as little scraping as I can. Fingernails do help with this one. I didn't need my fingernails for the Colorpop palettes. But you see, like if you let it set for a little while, you can go back and really go at it again. Just kind of move around. Scrubbing. I'm right-handed and I had surgery on my right hand when I was a teenager. And so I tend, like, it's pretty much like having arthritis very early. I've had pretty much arthritis since I was in high school in this hand. So, using a lot of pressure I can't do. Especially for very long. Alright, so there's some bigger bits, and I like to take this little tool and just kind of, because now that alcohol's kind of helped with it a little bit, and so I go in and I just kind of get off whatever's loose now. Oh, my wrist is already getting tired just from this palette. Which is probably why I don't feel like the Ofra ones are as worth it. I don't know that I would be interested in doing this too many times with Ofra palettes. unless like the outer packaging was really nice, but I think they're usually just this, so. And now time for some more rubbing alcohol. And now, let me shake this off, get some of the foamy bits off. And now I can take this and go in, get the last little bits off. So I got most of it done already. And you don't have to worry about getting it as clean as I do, obviously. This is just, I like it to look cleaned. I don't know why it's not like it looks perfect anyways. But I do want it to look as good as I can make it. Personally, you got a little bit of paper stuck there where I cut into the magnet a little bit that I could ignore, I hope. I have a little bit of foam here that I didn't get. Now it's going to drive me crazy, so I'm just going to go back in here with my knife and trim it off. Voila! Try to get some of that off. So, and voila, now I have another palette that I can build my own color story in, put that stuff, put more Ofra stuff in, different Ofra stuff, whatever. I'll show you, let's see if how much room is made. So I'm just going to stick these in as close as I can, see if I actually improved the space very much. So for this palette, it doesn't look like there's really that much more space. But if, you know, let's say there's eyeshadow, blush, contour in here. So I have this palette here. These are all blushes, and this kind of looks contoury for me, but who knows? So let's see. Squish these together. Push that over there. Let's see if we can. Not really. Let's see. So I'm just trying to see if there's a way to turn this into more room. So what if we put our blushes over here? Oops, I just stuck my nail in there. Show me. There we go. Alright, so this will not fit back in here. This way at least. Go ahead. Sorry, my son has to blow his nose. He just came out to tell me. So if I put all the face products in here, besides the giant highlighter, I can then take and put these all over here. So these are all the eyeshadow colors. And now I could actually fit more stuff in here. So like smaller blushes. And some smaller pans. This one's not really smaller, but play around with it. I want to put all my face products in like different palettes together. So what I would more likely do is like all of this would come out, and then these eyeshadows would just go into building palettes. So I could actually fit more in here that way. So there's those. I'll show you the Colorpop. So this Colorpop I put in Shot Miss A ones that I had undone. Yeah. So let me just grab my palette real quick. So I have this giant palette full of Colorpop right now from depotting, and I'm going to show you this 9-pan palette has these were the same size as the mini eyeshadows. So let's see how many of these little eyeshadows, these are the same size. So let's go ahead and put this color story back, actually. Would be the easiest way to show you. So this is the color story that was in there, and I may have mixed them up a little bit, I'm not sure. So this is originally what it looked like. So now I can actually take and push a lot over there. And now I'm going to fit 3 more shadows in there and turn that 9-pan into a 12-pan palette. Now, bigger shadows, you know, would be a little bit different, but this didn't have bigger pans in it to begin with. So now I probably could do, let's just check. Just trying to show you guys if this is, give you guys the best idea if this is even worth it for you to do yourself. Some people it might be, some people it might not be. For me, I feel like it was because I wanted to depot and build my own color stories anyway. So I'm just going to put these bigger pans in here, and we'll see if we can now turn this into a 9-pan of bigger shades. So all of these are from Colorpop palettes. So they're all Colorpop shades from different palettes. I'm not picking out a color story, I'm just shoving in shades. So now I can make a 9-pan palette of the normal 26mm pans of eyeshadow. So, I have more palette, I have lots and lots of palettes I plan on doing this with. I'm not going to bore you with having you watch all of that, so if you like stuff like this, please like and subscribe. Really helps me out. Let me know down below what you think of this idea. I haven't seen anybody else reuse these in this kind of way. They usually just pop the pans out and rearrange. So let me know what you think of this idea. Let me know if you decide to try it out. Thank you so much. Bye.